Is Star Wars dead, or will the 2023 Celebration announcements save the franchise? Star Wars announces 3 new films on the way, with Daisy Ridley to return as Rey. We've had the recent Mandalorian Season 3 downfall of the Star Wars brand. There's a lot of critical decisions being made from those at the top, and it's just not going very well. It is a brand in decline. It is a brand on the brink of collapse, slowly creeping to the point of no return, in the sense that the products that it's put out have been absolutely disastrous. The sequel trilogy was a failure.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And even if I look back at The Force Awakens, that wasn't that good. The Last Jedi was a complete and utter disgrace of a film and shit on the Star Wars brand. The Rise of Skywalker, that did its best, although having J.J. Abrams direct it was a massive mistake in its own right. Now, what bugs me is Kathleen Kennedy is still at the heart of this.
Not a great plan.
She's still making the decisions. She's still having input. She's still manipulating what's going on in terms of story arcs, in terms of character development, in terms of overarching plot and theme. She's still putting her fingers in the Mandalorian pie. And the reaction to Season 3 is completely different, and it's basically a shadow of where Mandalorian once was. Coming off the back of that ending of Season 2, I cannot believe how disastrous Season 3 has started. I just hope there is a similar ending where we get some sort of kick-ass episode, and whilst ties up things, brings us to the point where we're starting to get to a joined up universe.
Nice.
The 2 new films will be overseen by James Mangold, the director of Logan. Absolutely fantastic film, by the way.
Good job.
And Dave Filoni. Hats off to Filoni, he's done a pretty good job so far. The co-director of the Mandalorian TV series and director of the 2008 computer-animated feature Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Kennedy said that Mangold's movie will tell the tale of the first Jedi to wield the Force and harness its liberating power in an era of chaos and oppression. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. More Jedi, that's what we want. This is what brought us to Star Wars in the first place. Good characters, good villains. I mean, you know, Darth Vader is apart from the Joker, he's probably the best villain that has ever been laid to screen. So more of that sort of content is what we want. Hopefully they're now starting to listen to us. Hopefully we're finally getting what we want.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
What would also be good is if we touched on things like the lightsaber crystals, the Jedi temples, and how all of this come to be. That would just kick off this new trilogy of films in the right way.
Oh, yeah.
Filoni's film is about the escalating war between the Imperial remnant and the fledgling New Republic, and will close out the interconnected story told in The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and other Disney series. This is what we want. Finally, they are listening to us. Finally. More Jedis, more lightsabers, more battles. Interconnected story, interconnected universe, Mando-Verse, all of the big players coming together.
Fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah!
I hope Kathleen Kennedy removes herself from the creation of these films, because if she's at the head of these and she's got any sort of input, that smells like disaster to me. The Mandalorian verse will not A, overshadow, B, deviate from, or C, make any reference to the fact that the sequel trilogy doesn't exist. So the sequel trilogy is confirmed canon. film will tie to characters and stories from these series and will draw on both the Star Wars Expanded Universe and the new elements. We want that building up to this Infinity War level event where they all come together, face a common enemy, and just this massive climax of action, lightsabers, gunfights, space, spaceships, all that good stuff that makes Star Wars amazing. If theoretically Grogu was to appear on the bigger screen, could we finally learn more about his parentage and Yoda species as a whole, about which we know very little? We don't know a lot, that's right, says Favreau, yet it's by design, honestly, because it's something George Lucas always chose not to reveal too much of, and I think it's part of what makes the character of Yoda so special and unique. Would Filoni want to explore it? Damn right Dave Filoni wants to explore that. Let's say they lose to Thrawn. Let's say they all come together, all of the characters from the Disney Plus shows, and they lose to Thrawn. How amazing and how sick would it be if they then had to go to Grogu's like home world, get all of the Yodas who are sick at Jedis, and they come and support them as like the Riders of Rohan. Daisy Ridley to return as Rey. Lucasfilm has announced 3 new live-action films and confirmed the return of Ridley's Rey to build a new Jedi Order. I just can't understand this. She's the goddamn daughter of Palpatine. You couldn't get any less Jedi or any less Skywalker than that. It is literally the antithesis of what Skywalker means, what a Jedi means.
You are not a Jedi.
The film will take place 15 years after the rise of Skywalker and feature Daisy Ridley returning in the role of Rey. It will tell the story of rebuilding the new Jedi Order and the powers that rise to tear it down. Lucasfilm recently announced that Peaky Blinders Stephen Knight has replaced Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson as writers on that film. Massive fan of Peaky Blinders, massive fan of Stephen Knight. If he can put onto screen and create some sort of story that was as good as some of the Peaky Blinders episodes, then we're in really good hands there.
Hell yes.
The sequel trilogy for me was a complete and utter disaster. I thought Daisy Ridley was one of the weaker parts of the films. I also thought there was a lot of mismanagement and, you know, the potential there in the sequel trilogy. For God's sake, they didn't even put Han, Luke and Leia in the same scene. They could have had separate storyline with those 3 and the 3 new characters. But no, they decided to make Daisy Ridley this complete boss girl. And seeing not just my reaction to her, but the audience reaction to her was pretty negative, pretty poor. It just proves that this is not the right decision and proves another shit management decision from Lucasfilm, from Kathleen Kennedy, and this is going to probably put Star Wars dead in the ground.
I don't like the look of this.
Yeah, she's been trained by Luke, but that doesn't make her a Skywalker. In my eyes, she is a Palpatine, and what could be good, what we saw glimpses of in a few of the sequel films, was using Rey as the new villain, because arguably she's been propped up as a very, very strong Jedi. She's got great use of the Force, albeit that seemed a bit overpowered in some of the films, and she's now got the confirmed legacy of being a Palpatine. What would be great is if they did something like using Rey, building the new Jedi Order, and then Rey turning to the dark side, becoming the new Palpatine, or even playing both sides, secretly being the new Palpatine whilst also doing something with the new Jedi Order.
Hello there.
What they do need, though, in order to redeem Daisy Ridley's career, because it's absolutely destroyed her career, this role, is they need to make her a formidable villain or a formidable hero, or she needs to be able to be the Yoda or the Luke or the Obi-Wan and play that sort of role. This shouldn't be a new Rey Palpatine. This shouldn't be a new Rey Skywalker film. This should be a film focused on the Jedi Order, and the conflict between the Jedi Order and the dark side and the Imperial. I hope this is centered around the Jedi Order, and we prop up new characters, we prop up new story. I hope we prop up a new villain that can rival Darth Vader. No chance we'll get anywhere near the level of Darth Vader, but I really hope we get to the point where we can start propping up new characters and not do what the prequel trilogy did, which was shit on all of the old characters and try to prop up these badly created, badly designed, badly to screen characters that we had in 7, 8 and 9, because Poe, Finn and Rey were badly done.
Who the fuck are you?
We need to get Rey. We need to squeeze out any drop of good character development that they did. In fact, we need to do that across Rey, Finn and Poe, and then we need to start building new characters, much like they've done in things like Cobra Kai. Take the legacy characters, build upon their legacy storylines, take these, I guess, new legacy characters, build on their storylines as well, and then introduce new characters. We want good quality storylines, good quality characters, good quality acting, and we want a shitload of Jedis. We want loads of fight scenes. We want good choreographed Jedi lightsabers, using the Force, all of the powers, good versus evil, bad versus good, the dark side versus the Jedi. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the celebration reveals. We've heard we've got Ahsoka Tano, we've got more Mandalorian on the way, we've got more Skeleton Crew on the way, we've got more Book of Boba Fett on the way. It looks like we've got more Baby Yoda, more Grogu on the way. We've got 3 massive cinema level events on the way. All of this sounds really promising. All of this sounds like it's the right direction to go. Everything's not scattered. It's not all over the place. It's all coming towards one massive story arc, one real singular point on the big screen. The other good news is we've got that Jedi cinema event as well, that Jedi cinema film coming out as well. That explores real critical parts of the Star Wars lore, real exciting part of the Star Wars lore, and we'll touch on some really interesting plot points. Jedi temples, the start of the Jedi Knights, the lightsaber crystals. We might even touch on some of Yoda's race there as well. And then we've got arguably the lesser of the 3 new films that have been revealed is the Rey Skywalker film. But hopefully they can redeem Rey. They can prop her up as a good character. They can, make use of the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and cherry pick some of the more positive aspects of the sequel trilogy and really make use of episode 10, I guess it would be.